It's a pay-to-play world. So if you want to be able to reach people, you got to open up your wallet and give these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, a little bit of money, and you put that out there so people can actually get a chance to find out your content. So one question, which is a very important one, has to do with patience. And what does it really take for you to start reaching people? And in your process, Doc, did it happen overnight? As you started doing videos, you did your first video on YouTube when you said to your wife, we're gonna go and do videos, I'm gonna close my practice. The next day, did you explode and reach millions of people? How was the process of getting attention and having people consume your content and having YouTube reward you and social media reward you with even more attention? Can you tell us a little bit about that process? Because this is one of the weaknesses that people have. They start putting content out, Doc, and 5 days later, oh, I only have like 2 people that saw my content. I got 5 likes. Nobody cares. I'm just gonna give up. What do you think about that, Doc?
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I think about that, but you guys need to be sitting down right now because this is going to. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm sitting down. Okay.
Okay, good. I will be honest. The first part of this phase is difficult, more difficult because you have no momentum, and so Google's not going to really flow you any love until you get some momentum. So you have to use the resources you have to leverage that, and you have to come up with bright ideas. So you have to use other things to boost your channel, whether you have to even maybe throw some money to get clicks, or sometimes people get better results on Facebook for a while and then drive traffic, or Instagram, or the Messenger. You're going to have to use a couple of those to drive traffic, unless you start to get lucky and win the lottery with finding some key viral video that you did that just explodes.
Which is literally like winning the Powerball, by the way. It's almost like, oh, you won the 7 billion Powerball.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So one thing, you have to do something to jumpstart, and it's always going to be get some other help. You cannot, I do not think this is true. You can't just start YouTube videos and just do it and grow very fast, because there's no event, there's no buzz, there's nothing. So I know people that are getting like 3 or 4 views for months. So that's one thing. You have to do other things, and you're good at that, and you have a lot of videos that people can watch to learn how to do that. But then the other thing is you have to put enough content, regular content, to feed these people out there, to give them stuff on a regular basis. So you have to commit to at least minimum a few times a week, but I would recommend once a day. I do 2 times a day, but once you do that, all of a sudden these people start to spread and share, and then it kind of goes like this and this and this and this, and all of a sudden, like when I went from 3 times a week to once a day, I was like calling up like this. I said, what would happen if I double that? And I did 2 a day, already having some momentum. And it just went crazy high after that. And then I thought, I'm going to keep going. So I went up and did 7 videos a day. Guess what happened? It went down. So I'm like, you know what? That's maybe too much, because if I'm on the other end getting 7 videos from Dr. Berg a day, that's going to really kind of irritate me. So
I mean, you're not going to do anything else in your life but watch Dr. Berg day in, day out.
Yeah.
In the shower, in the car, while you're changing, it's like Dr. Berg nonstop.
Too much.
So there is such a thing as too much, Doc, right? There's too much.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. And for me, it was like anything more than 2 videos a day is too much. Now, maybe two videos a day is too much already. Maybe I could do fine on 1 video a day. I haven't tested it, but I'm nervous of stopping it just because it's working, and I don't want to not give people content. But
and just to be clear with what Dr. Berg is saying, he's talking about the production that he has in place for his YouTube channel. Dr. Berg does 14 videos on YouTube a week right now, but we do over 100 publications a week in general. But all those publications are coming from Dr. Berg's main 14 videos. We just go omnipresent. We take Dr. Berg's content and we put it on Instagram TV. So we do 3 of those a day. And then we put stories on Instagram and put stories on Facebook, and we put it on Facebook on the news feed and the Instagram feed, and we put it all over the place and on Messenger. So we end up doing hundreds a week. But the main content that creates all that, it's just those 14 videos a week, just to be clear, because I do push. In my case, I have a statistic in my organization, which is number of social media posts a week. Now, I want to do volume. Do I do 400 videos a week? I do not even close. But they take a lot of different clips from all over the place, and then they post them all over social media, and then we create the godlike omnipresence phenomenon on social media, which is that's what you want to do. You want to be everywhere in as many places as possible, but the content can easily be just 14 videos a week, and then you're going to be doing well enough to be able to get the attention of people. Like what Dr. Berg is doing right now. I can tell you, Doc, you might not know this story, but when I started helping you over 3 years ago, my dad was you were already doing 14 videos a week. My dad was doing 4 videos a week. And I used that to convince my dad to bump it up a bit. And I said, Dad, Dr. Berg is helping a lot of people. He's doing 14 videos a week. You're doing 4. He's doing 10 more videos than you a week. Can we fix this? All right, son, I'm going to bump it up to 7. So he started doing 7, and it's been a big factor for us. As you know, we have grown also in our attention over the years, and we found that mix of 7 being a good enough mix. So it's about you finding something that works. And another takeaway from what Dr. Berg said is consistency. Don't do random content. Even if you have to put your head down and nobody's going to watch you, and you're not going to look at the likes and the comments and the engagement for 6 months, even if you do that, then you do it consistently, right, Doc? Like, just set your routine in place.
Well, I just want to make one point about that. I was doing it inconsistently in the beginning, and people would forget about you. I would build up this kind of, this trend, and all of a sudden, I wouldn't do it, and it went down. So I'd have to start from scratch again. So now what happens is, it's just really weird for me because I don't get a chance to see who's watching my videos on the other side, because every day it's literally like having a huge stadium of, I don't know, 500,000-600,000 people that are engaging me every single day, but I never see them. So I'm talking, I think they're actually out there, but when I do my annual summit, not this year, the last 2 years, where I get to see people, these people are literally fans, and it's very strange to have them going, like, feel bonded. I don't even know the person, but they're like, wow, I feel like I know you. And I'm like, I don't know you, but it's just, I like meeting them, but it's kind of just a weird flow. So the point is that when you do that consistent videos, you build up rapport with people to the point where you become a fan. Like I went to Whole Foods, this is about a year ago, and I in the elevator, and Slade looks up. She goes, "Are you Dr. Berg?" I'm like, I was actually went to Italy and standing in line at the
I was going to ask you to tell that story. I was going to ask you to tell that story.
And I'm standing in line. It's like thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people. And I see this girl in front of me. She's just happened to glance. Because I heard my name. She's watching my video, standing in line in front of me. And I tap her on the shoulder. She turns around. I almost gave her a heart attack. But it was really weird too. There's people all over the world that will watch you. Even in my live show on Friday morning, people from almost every single country is watching. So it's really a rush to have other people in other countries like benefit from your content.
Which is amazing, because now a lot of you guys might not know this, but Dr. Berg has reached worldwide audiences. There's millions of people consuming the Dr. Berg content in Russia and Arabia and all over the place now. So we have this incredible international world that we can press buttons and reach all of them. This is something that was not possible when Dr. Berg had his flip phone content, which I'm dying to watch, by the way, Doc. I want to definitely see that. We can probably build a story of the Dr. Berg content routine and process. Okay, great, Doc. So that's really good. One final question, Doc. How long did it take you of creating content until you realized that there was a need and want, and people wanted to consume your content? Because, for a while you're like, am I even good? Do people like my content? Am I really helping anybody out there? In the YouTube social media world, how long did you put content out there until you said, okay, good, people like it, this is good, I got attention, I'm gonna keep on doing it because this is what they need and want from me?
I think that started even before YouTube, because I just, in my practice, I would explain something to someone and they would have this sudden realization like, oh my gosh, mind blowing, right? And then, so I knew I could give people certain pieces of content and have them have this realization and figure things out. But here's the thing, you're gonna know it right away. As soon as you do a video, you look at the comments, it's instant feedback. It's the most beautiful mechanism, because you don't wanna just be out there communicating. You wanna just really let the YouTube comments direct you where you need to go. Because if you get all this, like, oh, that was boring, you just stop, just drop it right there, switch gears until you get these overwhelming, like, this is amazing, this really helped me, I try this technique. So it's feedback, which is probably one of the most, unless you do surveys or get feedback, you have no idea if what you're doing is helping,
Right. Now, full disclosure to all of you guys that haven't started yet in this route, you might not be able to get that feedback at first. Comments, engagement, you might not get that at all if you publish on Facebook, on YouTube, and you don't have attention yet. Nobody will be watching at first. In order for you to get that feedback, you're gonna have to open up your wallet. This is the world that we live in today. It's a pay-to-play world. So if you wanna be able to reach people, you gotta open up your wallet and give these platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, a little bit of money, and you put that out there so people can actually get a chance to find out your content, and then you will start seeing communication, engagement. And so just want to be clear on that, because I don't want you guys to do a Facebook Live. Dr. Berg said that I'm going to get instant feedback, and then nobody joins and nobody comments, and then you give up on it. It is a process. And yes, once you start seeing people engage with you, then you get instant feedback about your comment. But in this world, 2020, that we live in, if you want to start today, you might have to pay to play just to get your content out there. You're not selling anything, you're not marketing products, but just to get attention, you have to invest advertising dollars to get them to see you first before they engage with you.